Hello student, today we are going to study a very important chapter in maths, that is real numbers. We have to study in a standard 9th. So the topics which we have to cover in this video, these topics are written here. As you can see here that the first topic is rational number. Second topic which we have to study, that is whole number. Then we will move to integers. After that we will see rational number. And then we will see that how the representation of these numbers on the number line system. Then we will see that what is equivalent rational number, how we will find out. And the last one is to find the rational number between two given rational numbers. So we have to cover all these topics in today's video. Alright, so let's start. The first thing is that natural number. I believe you all know that natural number. All the counting numbers are called natural numbers. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4, ... up to infinity. Infinity means that there is no any ending of this number, right? Let's say that if you consider any natural number, let's say that n is if you think that n is the last natural number, so what we can do that by adding 1 in this number, we can make a new natural number, right? So on this basis, we can say that there is no any ending of natural number. And we represent natural number by capital N later, right? So 1 is the smallest natural number and we don't have any last natural number. Now we move to the second whole number. Whole number, it means that whole number, we can say that whole numbers are 0 plus natural number. 0 plus natural number. If you think, let's say that we can write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. These all are called what? Whole number. So we can say that all the natural numbers are whole numbers, but all the whole numbers are not natural number. Is it clear? Let's say that we have a circle here which represents natural number, right? So in this natural number we have 1, 2, 3, ... Now if we have to draw a circle for the whole number, what we have to do? We have to draw a big circle. Why? Because we have one more element in the whole number. One more number, that is 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So this bigger circle is maybe taken as what? Whole number. And the smaller circle may be taken as the natural number. So it means that all the natural numbers can be said whole numbers, but all the whole numbers cannot be said natural number, because we have 0 here which is not present in this circle. So that's why we cannot say that all the whole numbers are natural numbers. So the whole number is represented by capital W, so we can write W here, right? Now we move to integers. Integers, we all know that natural numbers are what? Positive numbers, right? We always write 1, 2, 3, 4, ... right? Now if we add minus in these positive numbers, -1, -2, -3, ... so it also becomes a number. So integers are basically the collection of natural numbers plus negative numbers. Or we can say that the positive numbers or negative numbers. Negative integers we can define as negative numbers can be said as negative integers, and positive numbers can be said positive integers. So integers are divided into two parts, negative integers and positive integers. We also include 0 there, right? So it means that integers are collection of negative integers, 0 and positive integers. Negative integers, if you write any number with minus sign, these are called negative integers, right? 0. And positive integers, if you write any natural number, right? 1, 2, 3, ... So these are called positive integers. So integers are positive or maybe negative and 0. All right, it is denoted by what? Capital I. We can use capital I to denote integers. Is it clear? Okay, next we talk about rational number. What is rational number? So in simple way, we can say that any number which can be written in the form of P by Q, where P and Q may be integers, all right, maybe integers, and Q should not be equal to 0. This is the sign of not equal to. Q should not be equal to 0. Why we are saying that Q should not be equal to 0? Because I believe you students, you know that if we divide any number by 0, what do we get? We get infinity. It means that the term which cannot be defined. All right. So that's why a condition is put here. It means that Q should not be equal to 0. Where P can be taken as what? Numerator. And Q can be taken as denominator. P can be taken as numerator and Q can be taken as denominator. All right. So let's say that if you ask sir 0, is it a rational number? So can we say that, can we write 0 as 0 by 1? Right? So 0 by 1 is what? Equals to 0. So it means that it is fulfilling the definition of rational number. The Q is not equal to 0. Denominator is not equal to 0. All right. And P is, it means 0 is an integer. Right. And 1 is also an integer. It means that it is completely fulfilling the definition of rational number. So it is also a rational number. Similarly, we can write 4 by 1. Again, that is 4. That is also a rational number. We denote rational number by capital Q. We can use capital Q for denoting the rational number. Next, we move to number line. What is number line? Number line is basically a straight line on which the positive integers as well as the negative integers are mentioned. All right. So as we can see here that we have a straight line. All right. And 0 is there. Positive integers are there. Right. And negative integers are there. And basically this line is used to represent the integers or rational number. So let's say that if we have to denote integer, any integer, for example, 2. So simply what we do that we make a small circle here, right? So this is the representation of integer 2 on number line system. Similarly, if we have to denote -2, so we draw a small circle here, right? So this is the representation of -2 on number line system. So representation of integers on number line system is quite simple. There is no any problem at all. I believe you all have understood it. Okay. Students, always keep one thing in your mind, that the positive integers are always written on the right side of 0. Positive integers are always written on the right side of 0. And negative integers are always written on the left side of 0. On the left side of 0. Is it clear? Okay. Next, we talk about the representation of rational number on number line. Here we consider two cases. The first case is that when numerator is less than denominator, and the second case is that when numerator is greater than denominator. For the first case, let's take an example 2 by 3. All right. And for the second case, we consider 3 by 2. For the first case, 2 by 3, it is a proper fraction. I believe you all know yesterday. It is a proper fraction. And the value of proper fraction will always lie between 0 to 1. 0 to 1. Right? So it means that on number line system, we will represent it between 0 and 1. Now, what we have to do that we have to see the denominator. Denominator is 3. So we will divide 0 and 1 in 3 equal parts. 1, 2, 1 part, 2 part, and 3 part, right? Now we see the numerator. Numerator is 2. So we start counting from here. 1, 2. So it means that this small line will represent what? 2 by 3. Is it clear? So the representation of rational number when numerator is less than the denominator will always lie between 0 to 1. Alright. Now we consider the second case, 3 by 2. So what we do that first we change it into mixed fraction. So we can write one whole number 1 by 2, right? 3 by 2. Alright. Now 1 plus 0.5, it means that 1 plus 0.5, it means all 1.5, right? So if any number which is where the numerator is greater than denominator, first we will change it into the mixed fraction, and then we will see this whole number part. All right, if this whole number part is 1, so it means that the value will lie between 1 and 2. If this whole number part is 2, the value will lie between 2 and 3. All right, so here what we have to do, one whole number 1 by 2, it means that the value will lie between 1 and 2. The fractional part is 1 by 2. So what we do that we divide the 1 and 2 in 2 equal parts. So we use one small line, 1 part and 2 part, right? So this small line will represent what? 3 by 2. Is it clear? I believe you all have understood it. Now we consider a case where the negative rational number is given. Let's say that minus 3 by 2 is given and we have to represent it on the number line system. Alright, 0, minus 1, you know that the negative integers are written on the left side of 0, right? So minus 3 by 2, first what we do that we change it into mixed fraction minus 1 whole number 1 by 2, right? So it means that their value will lie between minus 1 to minus 2, right? Minus 1 to minus 2. So what we have to do, since the fractional part is 1 by 2, so it means that we will divide 1 and 2 in the 2 equal parts. So this is the small line which is dividing minus 1 and minus 2 in 2 equal parts. All right. So this small line will represent what? Minus 3 by 2. Is it clear? Okay. Next we talk about equivalent fractional number. What is equivalent fractional number? Let's say that we have rational number 2 by 3. And we have to find the equivalent rational number of this number. So equivalent rational number is basically we can say that the table of the given number. It means that 2 by 3. So if we multiply 2 into 1 and 3 into 1, so 2 by 3. Now second, if we multiply 2 into 2 and 3 into 2, so 4 by 6, 2 by 3 equals to 2 into 3 by 3 into 3, it means 6 by 9. So these are called what? These are called equivalent rational number. So basically it means that if we multiply the given number with the same number, it means the numerator and the denominator with the same number, if we multiply, then the result which we get, that is called the equivalent rational number. So in this way we can find n numbers of equivalent rational number. Now we move to the last topic, that is to find the rational number between two rational numbers. Let's say that if we have to find one rational number between two rational numbers, for example, we have 4 and 5, two rational numbers are given there, and we have to find only one rational number. In that case, what we will do that simply we have to add these two numbers and divide it by 2. So it means that 9 by 2, that is equal to 4.5. So you know that 4.5 lie between 4 and 5. 4.5 lies between 4 and 5. Alright, so it means that this is the one rational number which lies between 4 and 5. So this is the case when we have to find only one rational number between two given rational numbers. So in general case, we can say that if two numbers A and B are given, two rational numbers are given, and we have to find only one rational number, so what we can do that we can use this formula A plus B by 2. All right, so this will give us what? The rational number which lies between A and B. A plus B will lies between A and B. Is it clear? All right. Now in the second case, let's say that if A and B are the rational numbers and we have to find irrational number between them. So in that case, what we have to do that first we will find out D. The formula is given here, B minus A by n plus 1. This is the formula which we have to use for finding the D. And after that, if we get D, so we can write the first rational number as A plus D, second rational number as A plus 2D, third rational number A plus 3D, and so on for n rational number A plus ND. Is it clear? Now we take an example. For example, let's say that 4 and 5 is the number which is given here. We have to find 3 rational numbers. N equals to 3. 3 rational number between 4 and 5. So what we do that first find D. Alright, so D equals to what? B minus A, where B is what? 5. 5 minus 4 by n plus 1. N is what? 3, right? So 3 plus 1. 1 by 4. So we have got D equals to 1 by 4. So first rational number is A plus D. So it means that A is what? 4. 4 plus D, 1 by 4. That is equal to 16 plus 1 by 4. That is equal to 17 by 4. So this is the first rational number. For the second rational number, similarly we can do what? A plus 2D. A plus 2D. So A is what? A we have got what? 4. 4 plus 2 into 1 by 4. D is what? 2, 1 by 4. 2 2 ja 4. So it means that 4 2 ja 8 plus 1. 9 by 2. 9 by 2 is the second rational number. Similarly, we can find out the third rational number.